I will say this shortly in German. Hallo und willkommen. Wir fangen gleich an, aber wir werden hier hauptsächlich auf Englisch sprechen, weil da sehr viele Teilnehmer Englisch können. Aber jeder kann natürlich in jeder Sprache auch Hallo sagen. So everyone who is not part of the Orga team or the sponsors, please just turn off your cameras, like Mr. Stefan Weber here.
Oh, so.
But you see, I listened to her, like, you know, like on the spot.
No. See, this is exactly so. We are starting in a minute, but we are just gonna allow people to come in here, find their links, and to just chat about some things, Ruben, because we are actually now streaming live this event, and the stream is being published on the front page on Drupal.org. That's cool.
So hello to everyone on Drupal.org at this time. I can also see that we already have 66 members here in the channel. So, and the number is increasing. Really cool. So it's the first time Splash Awards goes virtual. Last time we have met face-to-face in Munich. Good to see you again, Andy.
Yeah, it's a long time, Ruben.
Oh, yeah. Well, actually not that long, because we had a couple of different Splash Award ceremonies, like the international awards and also the awards of the other countries. So there's always a good chance to meet at some place. But this time with safety distance, of course.
Yeah, I think like between us, there's definitely a couple of meters, right? I'm trying to think, are you there or are you there? Jam, the host of the event, you made it.
At least I'm not the only bearded in this call. How lovely is that? Yes,
so that's correct. Jam, I think we are just allowing people to come in, so we haven't started officially yet, but please try your microphone if it is working. That's a good sign that he's... So the good thing is we have backups if that doesn't work. Jam looks frozen, yeah, I think he's gonna come back in. Maybe Jam can just like moderate this event from the chat. That would be cool. So we had over 100 registrations, and on top of that, we are streaming the event live on the Drupal Europe YouTube channel. So there's also many people watching it there. But of these more than 100 people that wanted to join here, I think we already have 69, so we are going to give them a couple of minutes to find their link. This is also going to take a while. Like we are gonna start off here, then we are also going to do a little pause in between. So that's all going to be good. So you're going to have time to stand up, and then maybe in the end we're going to try some socializing. We are going to try some breakout rooms for those who are interested. So this is going to be a different type of an event, but we are going to do everything we can to make this as much fun as we can. And with that, like, you know, it's going to have you here in the chat is extremely important, because it's nice to see that you're here. It's nice to see like where you are. It's nice to see like what cases you're presenting, from what companies are you? Are you in Germany or Austria, or are you in Switzerland or Hungary, or are you in Greece? You know, I've seen people from all of these places. From Spain, I see Alberto is here. I know that he is sitting now in Spain, so it's great to see all these people and being able to do an event like this virtual. And we have more people. I think last year, Ruben, how many did we have in München? Was it like 60, 70 people?
Good question. The room was quite small compared to Amsterdam. I think it was about 60 persons, yeah.
I think we have a video to start with. when the event starts. I think we have a small video that we want to show. So who is Drupal Business Deutschland that wants to talk here?
Ich bin mir nicht sicher, ob ich reden möchte.
Genau.
Ich weiß, waren es keine 60 Leute letztes Jahr. Also ich glaube, es war nur die Hälfte leider gewesen. Und das war die Zahl, die wir heute gerne toppen wollten.
Yeah, true. So Dorina, can you maybe help Jam somehow to get in? Or can Alex or somebody call? Oh, Jam is here.
Yes.
And now
Back
we're going to try
again.
Jam. Can we hear you, Jam?
Now we just need to figure out how we can enable his audio.
He needs to unmute himself. That's what Alex told me. Yeah.
Picking the right microphone.
Exactly. So this is what I needed to do.
So we're gonna, yes.
This is Haristo. Risto? Thanks. He muted himself.
So in the meantime, maybe we are just going to wait a couple of minutes. So we just want to make sure that people get in here. They need to find the link, and then we are starting in a moment. We also want to make sure that Jam here, it works with his microphone. You know, it is always like this in a virtual event. You never know what is going to happen. So maybe you try another browser. Maybe you try Jam. Does it work? Can you say something?
So
No.
if you would nick with your head into a direction, that would help a lot. No,
So
scratching the head doesn't do the job, but thanks. Awesome.
yeah, no, we don't hear you, but you see, you at least hear us.
You.
That's good.
There we go. So at least he recognizes us. This is great. Ruven, don't look so serious, you know. After a while, Botox can't do the job anymore.
I'm just wondering, like, how we can easily, or most easily, solve this situation. So maybe we can do some live remote debugging here.
Yeah.
So, Jam is.
That's just how it is. We just have to figure it out. And Ruben, you just have to take this over and moderate it if we can't get Jam in. That's just how it is.
So it sounds like a lovely.
81 participants. That's great.
So we are here in the Splash Awards, sponsored by Acquia. We have Andy here with us. He's going to talk about Acquia in a bit. But until then, we are going to start this soon. We just wanted really to see if we could get Jam to, you know, for his microphone to work.
Jam has already good proposals that all should sing Frozen.
Wir sind auch gerade dabei, ihm zu helfen. Also wir sollten zeitnah soweit sein, dass er sprechen kann und dass wir ihn hören.
All good. I think he's also calling from his vacation, because we have vacation time now in I think in his state here in Germany. So that's the fun of doing a virtual event. So again, we have already 82 users in the call. This is also being streamed live on Drupal Europe channel on YouTube. And it is also being streamed live on splashawards.de and on Drupal.org home website on the front page. I'm going to drop the link here because I think, and that's also one of the main reasons why we are speaking English here. We just want to make this as inclusive as we can from the language. But right. Again, if people feel more comfortable later on to speak German, everyone can speak in the language that they prefer. I will try not to speak in Icelandic because there's probably very few here that understand that. But English is going to work, German is going to work, and all variations of German, which we maybe will see later when Andy is going to talk, because when I met Andy the first time, I have to admit that I didn't understand much, but I'm learning how the Bavarian Munich dialect works.
You should set yourself realistic targets, buddy. You should set yourself realistic targets.
So we are going to start, I think. Ruben, do we have a green light, or should we give this a couple of minutes more? And
so that's a really good question. I really want to make sure that Gem gets the necessary support, but the team's already working on that. So good point in time. Say a big thank you to the whole Orga team, because there are plenty of people involved in the Splash Awards, making sure that we have a website, that all the processes are there, like taking care of the management of the submissions, organizing this event, like great support. Maybe, Buddy, you also like to get started with an insight from the Drupal Business Association in Germany, which also supports you. So I think this might be good.
Perfect. Hey, Ruben, thank you. So I think let's just start this off, and we have plenty to cover before we introduce Jam as the host of the day. So we want to, of course, just start by thank you all for coming, and like Ruben said, there's a lot of people here working on this event, and thank you to all of you that are already now organizing everything. Like Ruben, Andy, and myself are the lucky ones that just being able to stand here or be here and talk. That's the easy part. The others are making sure that this all works. So I think maybe Dorina, if you could maybe go to the next slide. There are certain like housekeeping things that we want to talk to you about. And maybe we start by, but no, this was fine. Just go one back, Dorina. Thank you. So welcome to the Splash Awards. This time Germany and Austria is together. This is not the first time that we are together. We've been doing this for a couple of years now. So the Splash Awards has been a successful event since the year 2017 here in Germany and Austria. And the event is being organized by the Drupal Business Deutschland e.V. And we could say it like this, that back in 2017, we basically founded this organization to do the Splash Awards, to be able to do this event. But this all could not be done without the support of the German Drupal Association, who we have a lot of people from here today, and they're doing great work in everything that they're doing. And I think we are even going to be talking about some things that they have been doing later today. We have the CMS Garden team here. They are the ones that are providing us with this platform, which is an open source platform. And I think maybe Stefan Auditor or Stefan Luco or Maike, any of you, thank you very much for providing this to us and making this all happen. And of course, the team from Drupal Austria, which is the organization for the Austrian Drupal community. So Maike from CMS Gardens, thank you. So can you tell us a little bit? No, Maike, come. You can't. You need to. If you come in, you need to talk. That's the deal.
Come back in, turn on your webcam, and we will give you a warm applause. We cannot do it live this time, so we have to do it for you. So welcome and thank you.
So Maike, I would be interesting just to very briefly, can you just tell us what is CMS Garden?
Well, it's a project founded by actually the German Drupal community and wonderful other CMS, open source CMS communities, like most well-known WordPress and Joomla and Typo3 and Plone and many others. And we decided to join forces, like build an alliance to be stronger together.
So these are one of the things that you of course organize events where all the open source communities come together, and I was joining that 2 weeks ago, and that was the Open Web launch. A lot of fun, where we met people from the Typo3 community, from WordPress community, and from Plone and many others. So thank you for all your work that you're doing in CMS Garden, and thank you for providing us with this open source tool
Thank you for using it.
Based on Big Blue Button, I've heard.
Yes.
And this is hopefully the future, that we can like stream events and do things like this on open source tools. So clap for CMS Garden. Is anyone here from Drupal Austria? Nico? Or anyone? Maybe you want to say hi too? So the only thing is, when people come in and say hi, they like have to press the button, and it takes always a couple of seconds. So, but the Austrian team, you know, maybe also like, oh, there Nico comes. So, hi Nico, and thank you for helping with the organization here. So, how often do you meet in Austria in Drupal events in Austria? Ah, he's muted. Yeah, perfect.
So now not very often, but it's now we had a first online meetup also, and it was quite great because we had also people from Germany joining, and so it also some opportunities. So also nice to have more people around.
Yeah, and you also have these open source awards in Austria, right? There's like
not yet also.
Yeah, but you used to do that every year, yeah.
Yeah, maybe next year. We think about it. It's like the award for open source software, hardware, and data. And the big nice thing is we had also a ball, so the open source ball. And yeah, we had been on the first 600 people and dance around, and it was quite fun.
Okay, great. So hey, thank you, Nico, and thank you for everyone who is here in all of these people behind these organizations. Thank you for all your help of doing and making this happen, and of course to the Drupal Business Deutschland. I know that many of you are here as well. Stefan from Factorial, you're probably here, and Anja und Paul, Frank Erdfisch, and more. So like, great work, everyone. I think we can go to the next slide. Ruben.
So before we come to our Hausregeln in German, I also like to highlight that this year's is a bit different from. I can hear some background noises, maybe.
Yeah, but hey, Ruben, this is great, because this is exactly what you're going to be talking about now, the rules of the event.
Oh, perfect, yes. So as everyone recognized, we only have few attendees with turned on video. The way how we want to handle that is that we will share our webcams. We are hosting this event, and then we will ask here and there some people to come on stage. So this would be the moment where you turn on your camera and your audio and then show your face, especially when we call you up, because like as you might expect, we have some winners we like to highlight. And so it would be awesome if you could show your face and say like a couple of words to your project and provide some community feedback here. What I was just about to say, I wanted to go into the rules, is that this year we combined the German and Austrian Splash Award. In the past, we always had like 2 iterations, and this year we brought them all together. So I'm really thankful that also the Austrian team is here, and like it's really nice. Projects we are going to see, they're like mixed content, some from Germany, some from Austria, and I think this
Willkommen auf die dritte Splash Awards. Wir sind natürlich sehr glücklich, dass wir hier ein volles Haus haben und besonders, dass wir so viele tolle Cases haben. Wir sind sehr gute Entwickler und wir können sehr gute Webseiten und Weblösungen bauen.
Der Award findet statt, weil wir in der Drupal-Community regelmäßig tolle Projekte liefern, aber die haben wenig Sichtbarkeit. So, es gibt in anderen Bereichen oft offizielle Events, die von Vendoren veranstaltet werden, die zum Beispiel Software verkaufen unter Lizenzmodellen. Das ist in der Open-Source-Community anders. Hier müssen wir uns selber organisieren und deswegen spielen die Splash Awards nicht nur für uns hier in Deutschland, sondern auch in der ganzen Welt eine große Rolle. Ja, das ist ein lokales Event, was wir von Freiwilligen organisiert wird. Deswegen sind wir auf die Sponsoren angewiesen. Aber jedes Land macht so seinen eigenen Award und das bringt sehr, sehr viel Freude mit.
Wir sponsern das Event, weil wir es wichtig finden, dass Drupal generell ein bisschen mehr Öffentlichkeit erfährt und weil wir halt einfach wollen, dass auch Projekte, die sonst vielleicht so ein bisschen untergehen würden, ja, einfach gezeigt werden, was einfach wichtig ist. Sonst ist Drupal halt ein System unter vielen und so zeigen wir eben, okay, wir machen wirklich Impact.
So I'm not quite sure if this video playing or fading out is slow. So I tried to ring in again, and I think this was like some really nice insights how the event looked like, and you can imagine this really good atmosphere, and it's great being part of the Splash Awards and like getting all those insights and feedback, and it's really exciting. The community and the business comes together and where it affects. And so I think this is a perfect time where we really hand over and introduce the host of our show. And this is Jan. So, soundcheck, are you there?
I am. And
I'm doing a quick audio to see if you can hear me, and then I'll come back later.
Hi, Heather. Hey.
I'm on the phone with Germany and doing this, so we just wanted to check.
Terrific. Yep. So speaking of everyone being patient and technical difficulties and all, it did work perfectly yesterday when we tested everything, and it literally took me more than 30 minutes to log into this big blue button thing today. So as I always say, open source, you get what you pay for. Now, I figure that if we've got 100 people and we need to do a stand-up and never longer than 15 minutes, everybody has 9 seconds. Reuven, what? No. So now I don't know if people hear me. Anyway, yes, so I'm really, really happy to be here, and I hope you can hear me. How do I tell if you can hear me? Let's see. Online event.
I can hear you. For a moment, and hold your hand and show my face, so you have a good feeling and support.
Okay, so yeah, internet connections and 2020 and lockdown hair, but we have all been very busy in the open source space, and yes, it is my great privilege to host another Splash Award ceremony. I have been on the jury and in the presentation a dozen or more of these things, and I'm really excited. And I'll at the Swiss one next. And, I really hope I can do some more with actual people at them in the future. Last point about me, I work at a little company that I started called Open Strategy Partners, and we do strategic communication for technology organizations, and we have the understanding, the experience to explain complicated tech things to business people, to do developer and so on, and I'm having fun with it. And it's all thanks to all the amazing people and all the amazing things that I've learned in all these years in open source. So thank you, all of you, for the chance to hang out with you and feel like I can listen to smart people and then do something with it. So, yep, that's us. All right. I think that means, Dorina, that we could have another slide, or in fact, we get to talk with Heather now. Yes. So Heather Rocker is joining us from the US at an interesting time there. Heather, can you turn on all of your connection things, please? I am terrified to turn off my audio because the audio test is what blocked thing in.
Yes, me too. So hopefully everything's working. Is it working?
I can hear you.
Yay!
All right. Okay, super. So, 2020 has been a really, really challenging year for many of us. I always thought that because we're geeks and because we've always been working remote, and I worked remote for a very important Drupal company for 9 years, and I worked remote even before that. I thought 2020 was going to be peasy in the pandemic, because I already know how to be remote and I already know how to sit in my apartment. How's 2020 in Apple Association, and what sort of impact is it having on it?
So, like you, our organization was already fully remote. So while we have a lot of staff in the US, we also have staff in the UK and India as well. And we're not all in Portland, Oregon. I know that is what everyone thinks, but I'm here in Atlanta, Georgia. There are quite a few of us on the East Coast now, so we've spread the team out a little bit. So the remote thing wasn't new to us, but not seeing people, to your point, was very new to us, especially when it comes to DrupalCon, which we got to do virtually this year, as did a lot of camps. So, I think not unlike a lot of businesses that are here with us today, 2020 meant some revisions to our budget. So looking how we could become an even leaner organization so that we could weather some of the storm that's coming. We really prioritize. Oh, go ahead.
I think that you have an incredible challenge on your hands with an organization that is organized under the thing generally coming mostly from running a couple of live events a year, and all of us can't do live events for we don't know how long. So that's gotta talk about the adjustments that you've been making. How to look.
So in-person events represent more than 2/3 of our budget. So I think it's not hard to understand when you can't do that, what impact that has, not only from a budget perspective, but from a shifting all of our priorities, right? So it was about how to become leaner. There was less money coming in, but we still needed to function, and there were things we need to do for the project and for the community. So it really became about two things in 2020 for me, and it was prioritizing stability. So how do we not lose so much money that we can't exist, right? And so part of that was Drupal Cares with some emergency fundraising, which was an amazing success because of the people that care about Drupal and care about our organization. So thank you. That got us through the worst of it so that we could then have time to pivot. And given that emergency fundraising, we were able to pivot to host DrupalCon online, which went really well and let us test some new things. But it was important that we didn't just stabilize, right? So it wasn't a matter of let's stop everything and just hold our breath until 2021. Things still needed to get done. So it was important that we didn't lose sight of goals and impact, right? We still needed to launch Drupal 9, right? And part of that was the creation of an evergreen Drupal logo, because that brand recognition and having consistency with that's important to every bit of the Drupal ecosystem. So it wasn't just the pivot of DrupalCon, but it was how do we keep moving forward and do the things that matter for the project. So stabilization, but keep moving, because we just, frankly, the project can't stop, and neither can we, and we needed to keep moving forward. So that's what we tried to do.
So I have I have two lines of questions for you, and one is about the 2020. Do you have your own sourdough starter now? And if yes, what's its name?
So her name, her sourdough name is Veronica. I don't know why. It's what landed. But I did become a victim to the baking craze just to pass some time and to try new talent. So my son and my husband are very, very tired of sourdough things. So I think I'm going to have to find a new thing for 2020 here toward the end.
I mean, I've not succumbed to the sourdough. I fixed a lot of things at home and I cooked a lot, and I did what I've called therapeutic canning. So I have made pickles and jams and just more than my own body weight. But you know, then it'll keep me through the winter.
We pickled here as well. So we went through all of the home trends, it seems.
Right, and in the good weather, I've also been riding my bike a lot to try and cope, frankly. But yeah, and so how's the team at the association hold? I mean, you know, what's the feeling there, and what are they doing to keep as well?
So I have to give a lot of credit to the team, because some members of the team have been through some of these cycles before, not pandemic related, but economic related. So they've lived this journey before. And so it was really important for me to instill confidence in the team, right? So part of that keep things moving, keep going forward, is you have to create confidence and you have to keep the camaraderie and do those. So I have to give a ton of credit to the team and their ability to not only absorb what was happening with our organization, but just what's happening in the world and keep moving forward. Some great things did happen in 2020, which I think have gotten the team excited. So, you know, a couple of the board members and I joke about, you know, never let a good crisis go to waste. So how can we accelerate things that were already in the plan, but maybe would have taken longer to do? And one of those things that lends us a lot of security and stability is we actually created operating reserves for the first time in Drupal Association history. So we have multiple months of operating reserves, so that we don't end up in 2021, because who knows what's going to happen, right? It's not where we thought we'd be. Right. We won't need to do emergency fundraising again because we have the ability to sustain and weather some of those things. So I think being able to create that lent a lot of confidence in the team. And we also, because of the tightening we did with the budget and really conservative in spending, but keep moving forward with products and services, we were able to have enough money to start funding some strategic goals that we have for 2021. And so I think the combination of feeling good about where we are, but knowing we're moving forward and having the resources to do that has helped the team kind of keep that camaraderie and the excitement about moving forward.
Yeah, that does sound positive. So give us a sort of a forecast of, let's presume that it's going to be hard to travel and hard to get together. Yes. What are the products and services and events and the shape of the association in the middle of the community for the next year or so?
Yeah, so we're looking at what events are going to be in 2021, and obviously we're not where we wanted to be, but we are still contracted for things in Boston, so we're working through all of that. I think that this summer's experience helped us learn how technology can still convene and collaborate among people, so there will definitely be a technology component. Something to think about too is that Drupal turns 20 in 2021. So we will be unveiling some fun things that go above and beyond DrupalCon as you know it, and using technology to gather people to celebrate there. And I think that what we're looking at from a products and services perspective, it may make sense for me to talk about kind of what I'm focused on in collaboration with the board and the team.
Yes,
and
please.
We're really focused on how do we grow Drupal adoptions and Drupal contributions. And what we mean by that is obviously to accelerate the product and the project. For Drupal to be innovative, we need to accelerate the contributions that are happening within the product. So we're looking at how we improve the tools and incentives for people to be contributors. And that is not just code, that is everything that supports the Drupal project across the ecosystem. We're looking at, you know, what's that diverse pool of talent that needs to exist? So what's the next generation of Drupalists that are as passionate about Drupal as we are? Where are they going to come from? How are they going to get engaged? And how do we reach outside the current Drupal bubble to bring more people in with a diverse perspective? And then how do we create all those systems that support all those things? And I think what's really important for me is I don't want to duplicate efforts that are already happening in the community. It's really important that the association sits in a place where we're a collaborative force. So we're not duplicating anything, but how do we collaborate all of the talent that exists in the community and convene those resources to meet these strategic goals? And so, you know, that's going to be a huge part of where we talk about contribution. It's not that the DA does everything, but how do we make it easier for people to contribute to the project, which of course a better product helps with adoption, right? And so kind of all those things go together. We want to make it easier for people to choose Drupal. And there's a variety of ways to do that as well.
I could see you perceiving your role as an association behind the project as a sort of community infrastructure provider, like making sure that people know where to find each other, how to talk with each other, having whether it's distributions or channels or a way to put a page up on Drupal.org, you know, if there's clarity about how people can connect with each other, I think that would be a great service to the community. Thank you so much for weathering a tough time with us in the community, and thank you for your efforts. It really sounds like you care or helping us all. So, and thanks for taking the time to come and hang out with us today. Stick around if you want, but yeah, I know your time is really valuable. Thank you so much.
This is important. This is part of the important work. So the Splash Awards shows the best of Drupal, and it's run by contributors. And I think that the people are what makes Drupal special, and these local and regional events are so important. So thank you. Thank you, everybody. You're doing the good work. I appreciate it.
Yeah, also from my point, and in the name of the whole team and attendees here, a big thank you for supporting this event. And it's actually the example you just mentioned, where the community creates something. And I still remember the days where the Splash Awards was just like a small project starting in the Dutch community. And now we have an international event. Today it's for Germany and Austria. And having you here as a special guest is really awesome. And also the promotion on Drupal.org is something we really appreciate. So big thank you in the name of everyone. And yeah, glad to have you here.
You're so welcome. And you're streaming live right now on Drupal.org. So hopefully more people will find you as the event goes on.
We're looking forward to it.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Terrific. Thanks, Heather. So, there's this in our agenda now called the Rules of the Splash Awards, with the general rules and an explanation of why the German and Austrian community together to do this. I don't feel perfectly qualified to go through the general rules, but I think that the ideal person for that is actually sitting on the webcam right next to me. Reuven, do you want to take over this part?
Sure. Why not?
That next to me.
Yeah, the other side. Thank you. Yeah, so I mean, most people here in the channel probably already know the rules because they are participants or at least heard about the Splash Awards over the last couple of years. So I really like to keep it crisp and short, and then I hand over to Jam to kick the ceremony off and walk us through the different cases. So this year with German and Austrian Splash Awards, we had 33 submissions and 7 categories. So part of the jury work is also that the team sits together, consolidate. This year, out of 33 submissions have been nominated. Yeah, and there are also a couple of constraints. For example, your agency can only submit into 3 different categories. This could be one project into 3 different categories, or 3 individual projects participating in different categories. Overall, per category, we have a maximum of nominations. So this is a tight spot, and every year we have usually more submissions per category than we can nominate. So this doesn't include any rating. So it is always a really tough decision to pick those nominations out of all submissions because there are so many brilliant Drupal projects out there. So thank you everyone who submitted a project and didn't get nominated this year. Please don't hesitate to submit your project again or commit it again once you upgrade it, for example, version or anything like that. So just check out the rules on the splashawards.org site or on splashawards.de. It's basically the same, and this also highlights the importance of this international approach. When you go to splashawards.org, you will find the international rule set about the event. And in the spirit of open source, you can take it and you can host your own local Splash Awards in your country if they're not already there. Or just reach out to the association of your country and align with them if they're already running Splash Awards. I know they're like, for example, in Switzerland, other Splash Awards happening. Also have like the DrupalCon Europe upcoming in December. I think only 6 to go, so it's getting really close. So just make sure you reach out to the right people if you want to participate and there's nothing in your region yet. And yeah, we're more than happy to support you from the Augur point of view. And I'm part of the Splash Awards now since 2016, the first awards in Hamburg, and it has been quite a journey. So it's a real pleasure, and this wouldn't be possible without our independent jury. So every year we select independent jury members who are helping us to review those cases. And we will go into detail who has been member of the jury team this year. But I think there's a dedicated slide for that later in the event. So yeah, without further ado, Jam, I hand over to you. I turn off my webcam and say thank you for being the host of the show. And I'm here if you need me. I can jump in anytime. So okay, everyone.
All right, gotta hold my hand. So a little bit more about what we're doing here. The German, Austrian categories and judging criteria are slightly different to the international ones, and we have been talking about aligning those, and I think that that'll probably happen next year. The nomination or the submission categories were education, e-commerce, enterprise, healthcare, solutions, nonprofit, government, social community, and publishing and media. And in the end, because of the number of submissions that we got, we are giving prizes today in first Drupal projects in education, government sites, nonprofits, community, solutions, social community, enterprise, and then there's a couple of super there is a website of the year and a special community prize that we are going to be giving tonight. So the first category of the evening is education. Karina is doing a fantastic slides in time. I think my screen just went blank. Aha, yes. Now everyone celebrate. If you haven't got a drink, go do that. We are now in the education category. Yes, aha. And for your education tonight, I cannot see the audience because of how I have my screen set up, but all of the non-German speakers, your education begins now. This is the German word for education. And it, here we go.
Nominiert für die Kategorie Bildung sind Überbit mit Insights, Trio Interactive IT Services mit Snack 5 Website, Loom mit ESMT Berlin, Spotlight on User Experience, Marketing und Technik, Gesellschaft zur Entwicklung von Dingen in Kooperation mit Erdfisch und Hexabinär, Gesellschaft für Auswärtige Politik, Multidomain Relaunch.
Great. That's a lot of work. Hopefully everyone understood that. If I find my right tab here, yes, had 4 nominations in the category, and after some deliberation and some deep thought, we had decided that the winner for this category is the project, the Deutsche Gesellschaft für Auswärtige Politik Multi-Domain Relaunch, Gesellschaft zur Entwicklung von Dingen, with the cooperation of Erdfish and Maike Jung, aka Hexabinaire. So big round of applause. I was very, very impressed with the behind the scenes technical migration of the old infrastructure and the way that the information architecture was planned for this site. At this point, I believe that the winners should probably switch on their cameras, and we can all virtually applaud at you. And one of you is very, very welcome to say something about your project. Anyone? Anyone? Yep, everyone who worked on this project can turn your cameras on.
Hey.
There's Micah.
Can you hear me and see me?
It depends on who you are.
I'm Manfred Wöller.
Yes, I hear you.
Okay, yeah. I am from Gesellschaft zur Entwicklung von Dingen. My boss is Stefan Lucco, the man or the guy in the yellow jacket, you know. Okay, it's okay. Thank you very much. It's wonderful to be a part of such a great team, and that includes the customer team, Team GGRP. Great teams make great results. Thank you very much.
What was the Stefan Auditor is really prepared for this. Oh, Manfred's already turned off his microphone. Stefan or Mike, what was the biggest challenge in this project? Maybe from a a technical perspective, or apparently the client was wonderful, so no complaining about them.
Yeah, actually, like you mentioned, the information architecture, it was a grown Drupal 7 installation, already multi-domain, and some changes had to be made, and they all had to be reflected in the migration process.
And when is the upgrade to Drupal 9?
Oh, it's currently in progress.
Nice. That is the best answer. The second best answer you could have given. So well done. Awesome. All right. So now pretend we're in an awesome little hall of 100 people and we're enthusiastically clapping for you. Thank you so much, everyone, for all your great work and contributions. Terrific. Thank you. I sort of suspect that the awards in the end are not going to take that long because we just don't have all of the the stairs and doing a photo and the whatever. But I think we're all friends here. So I think our mission should be to get through 2020 together as a community and as a society, and then see how much better we can do in the future. Because wow, yeah. So, all right. Oh, and for the English speakers, Nico Greenauer just pointed out something in the chat. For the English speakers here, the main contractor for this project was called the Gesellschaft zur Entwicklung von Dingen, which is a name I'm kind of envious of. And that means the company for making things. So we stuff Inc., which is super cool. All right, I think, Dorina, that we can move on to the next category. English non-German speakers, Regierung, government. And it comes from the same word as to reign, like a king does. So that's what we do here. So Dorina, I think that we could just go straight to the nominations in the government category.
Nominiert für die Kategorie Regierung sind Public Plan mit Distribution DGAV und Landes-CMS NRW-GAV. Init mit Kollaborationsplattform für nachhaltige Mobilität NACOMO. OneX Internet mit Personalization and Performance with Drupal, Relaunch of Bodensee-Schiffsbetriebe. Public Plan mit Vergabeportal des Landes Nordrhein-Westfalen.
Okay, the next time we do the videos, that last slide with the right on it, that could stay up. That could stay up longer, because then we could. I'll tell all of the nice people here. The government category this year was kind of tough to judge, and I want to be very, very clear that all four projects incredibly worthy and have all made really fantastic contributions to very different aspects of Drupal and our images in the project and so on. So I'd be really, really happy to just sum that up quickly. The I don't own a car, and I'm a huge fan of riding my electric bike, and to the point that I also do it on my holidays. I have always been a big fan of public transit as well, and that's become difficult this year. And the Init project, the collaboration platform for sustainable mobility, is really, really fascinating. It's a really beautiful site, and it gives people like me the opportunity to put together the mobility I need when I need it, and not have to own a car and not have to sort of own the infrastructure that I don't need to own. So it's a sensible sharing proposition, and it supports a lot of great ways to travel. So that's a fantastic project. The Einmal Internet project is a really, really interesting example of a personalization project where their platform can work with quite a simple base to make very smart choices for a public transit authority that supports tourism and commuters. And I was fascinated by that, and I think that their approach is worth looking at, and I think that it could go a lot of places in our community and help us all to make some really interesting things. And then I would very much like to call out Public Plan GmbH in Düsseldorf for an incredible amount of contribution with others to the Drupal landscape. The creation of the DE-Gov distribution, which, if my memory serves me right, and someone's going to correct me in chat, created in collaboration OneX Internet and Rheinblau, I think. The DE-Gov distribution gives Drupal agencies a chance to be legally compliant out of the box, and the Nordrhein-Westfalen Gov distro as a layer on top of that is a really clever idea, and it lets agencies in the state that I live in at least talk about how it's possible. And the contributions to the overall Drupal landscape in Germany are really terrific from those two. And so the two projects essentially are that were nominated here were the distributions themselves as a package, and then a project, a funding website run by the state that I live in Germany, Nordrhein-Westfalen. So a lot of contribution and a lot of really interesting and different things in this category. And it was a little bit difficult, I felt, to contrast and compare because there's a lot of value in everything that everyone involved did. So thank you everyone for the amazing contribution. Gesellschaft zur Entwicklung von Dingen was also heavily involved in the development of DE-Gov. Thank you, Maike. I need this chat to keep me honest. because I'm just using whatever's left of my brain cells here. So Dorina, the winner is the personalization project, the relaunch of the Bodensee Schiffsbetriebe 1x Internet. Congratulations. Personalization with Drupal. Is anybody from 1x Internet here? No, I guess not. All right, moving right along. Oh. Sophie.
Hello.
Great job. Great job on that project.
Thank
as
you.
the first on the web, as the first on the webcam, you get to talk about it.
Yes, I'm very happy. Thanks for choosing this project as the best one of this category. It's great fun to work on, and unfortunately, our partner is not here tonight, so this is why you can see me and Stefan. But we will definitely pass them the good news. And
so Adam Duran should turn his camera. There he is.
Hi.
Because I know you were involved in the front end. Diego, okay.
Actually, I wasn't. My colleagues were. I have amazing colleagues.
Just say that you were.
But I wasn't. My great colleagues were.
And Buddy, Christoph, anybody else there?
Sure, we are here.
Oh, you are? Okay. So, so anybody, I was very impressed by the personalization approach in its sort of simplicity and elegance. So in the judging categories, I know that I personally gave a pretty good rating for the sort of technical innovation of the thing. Do you want to talk about that very briefly?
Yeah, I can talk briefly about it, but I think like personalization can be very complex. But I think that what we prove in this project is that it can also be a simple approach, or simple approach in the sense of that if you do it technically right, you can allow the user to create different content for different audiences, and that's the most important thing, that the editor feels good, that the editor can create that content in a simple way. And the main goal maybe to start with is just to make this simple, show the right content at the right time. But then as it grows, it becomes more complex. So I think like the team, Stefan, Christoph, Sophie, I think they did an amazing job of just like creating their a very good solution to get them started in this big journey that they are going to go into hopefully in the future.
So stepping into my role as open strategy partners for a second, it's people can and do waste a lot of money because they think they have to have this personalization thing and they don't think it through well. And I was impressed that I'm on Internet came up with a way to start in a very focused, measurable way, do the minimum, just 2 languages or 2 locations or 2 passenger profiles, and then presumably from there measure the results and carefully move forwards, because of course the thing that trips up most people with personalization, and my day job is content, right, is every tag you add, every condition you add, every audience you add basically increases the amount of complexity you have under, so that that can get hand quickly if you don't pay attention.
Correct. But I think you're frozen. Is he frozen or is it me?
At all. And have I been?
So, Jen.
Am I there?
But thank you so much, Jen. Maybe we're just like too many people on here. I think you're in and out. And I just want to say like shout out to like everybody in Lake Constance, Bodensee. This is like the one of the most beautiful places. Yeah, we hear you, Jan. Come back on stage. I see there are people. There are people here also.
Else was.
Yeah. Do you hear? Just come back on stage with your face.
Okay.
I will talk about Lake Constance in the meantime. That is this beautiful lake down in the south in Germany, And I think we even have people here in the call that are located there. So for everyone that hasn't been to Lake Constance, go down there. It's a beautiful lake and you can travel with the boat there between places. So Jem, thank you so much.
Palm trees, cocktails, tiki mugs, hula dancers, the Bodensee. It's the German Tahiti. So moving right along, thank you very much. Thank you very, very much, Einmal Internet. And we're moving on to the, let me check if we have a conversation. No, we have the non-profit category. So non-profit is an interestingly large vertical for Drupal. For example, in the UK, my impression is that 75% of Drupal agencies or 80% of Drupal agencies in the non-profit are somehow, and these really, really great cases there, and it's sort of amazing amount of competition for those products in the UK. And so it was nice to see really cool submissions for this as well. How about we have that video?
Nominiert für die Kategorie Non-Profit sind Abgeordnetenwatch.de mit Abgeordnetenwatch.de Relaunch Drupal 8. 1x Internet mit iFoam Organics International. Akolono mit Neub.eu.
Okay, so here again was a really interesting set of nominations. The thing that the video just said, Neub, is a European privacy compliance setup that Cologne made, and NOYB stands for none of your business, which is, you know, clever, fun. And the other projects, my screen is hanging. The other two projects in this category is the Einmal Internet project iFoam is an organization that's working to achieve agricultural sustainability, which is super, super important today. And the Abgeordnetenwatch is a really fascinating German website that lets you observe and connect with your members of parliament and candidates for members of parliament who live in Germany. It's a really interesting transparency exercise. So I think that we should now see who is it that's won our prize. Oh, Abgeordnetenwatch. So fantastic. Let applause begin. This is really, really interesting, and what you can see on the homepage of this, if you speak German, is that this is an incredible tool to increase transparency in the country, and you can post, you can search by your specific location to find people who are supposed to be representing you or to represent you, and you can have online open conversations with them, which is really, really wonderful. This thing has been around for a long time. This transparency platform has been around for a long time in Germany. It's been on Drupal a long time. And one of the things that impressed me greatly was that the team that was just 3 people, I believe, the internal technical person from Abgeordnetenwatch.de and 2 freelancers who did essentially back-end and front-end work. So a fantastic migration and relaunch of this really, really, really important platform in Germany. Do we have anyone here from the project? Otherwise, I get to keep the trophy. Not der Tobias Krause.
Hi, do you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay.
Hi. So, are you? What was your role in the project, and how excited are you?
Yeah, I'm very excited. I'm very, very excited. I did not really expect it. So I did not prepare any speech. Yeah,
They all say that.
Okay. But I thank my mom and my dad. And no, yeah, I'm the lead developer. I am the only one employed here from the nonprofit organization. And I was responsible for creating it in the technical way. Yeah, and we worked with
Wonderful.
2 freelancers, and it was a quite hard job. So I'm very excited to get that we are receiving this prize from you.
Thank you so much. Did I do it justice describing it?
What did you say?
Did I describe it well? Did I get across the point?
Yeah, I couldn't have done it better.
Haha. Okay. Nice. Since half of my job seems to be pitching, so cool. No, I really love the project. Congratulations so much. Please buy the other 2 a couple of beers and send Badita the invoice. She loves that stuff. No.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you so much. It's a really great project. Congratulations. Whew. Okay. So, just to keep it slightly more interesting, I would now very much like to call to the stage Marie, officially known as Marie-Therese Dietz. Marie, are you here? Marie is a fellow jury member for this year's Splash Awards. She's probably on the way.
So she's at least online, so I think maybe she needs a moment to come on stage.
Well, I needed 33 minutes to get on stage, so this might be where we get our beers. Yes, she needs to walk through the crowd. Thank you, Buddy. Maybe I need a drink now.
Yeah, maybe we give Maurice a couple of minutes to join and use the jury in the meanwhile.
Okay. And Marie has arrived as well.
Yes. Hello.
Hi. Hi. So we have 2 things now. Nobody stress. I have done many of these awards, and in multiple countries and for multiple communities. And my gigantic, huge thanks, first of all, goes to Ruven Volk, the wizard of the spreadsheets, who has developed a system over the years that makes this process super easy to part of in the back end. And it's links, and it's Google Forms, and it's automated sorting, and it's a gigantic pleasure to use. And I am also really grateful that Ruven makes his work available to us and to anyone who wants to do this. So thank you very much, technical wizard Ruven Volk, for doing that. Maike Jung, also known as Hexabinaire, not only a Drupal freelancer, not only a fantastic writer and thinker, but also one of the forces behind the CMS Garden project, which I'm enthusiastically part of, which brings together a lot of different open source CMSs to compare them. Maike brings an incredibly well thought out, smart perspective to absolutely everything she touches. And I am grateful that she and I get to talk every few weeks just because. And I think that she added a lot of that strong considered perspective to the process this year. So thank you very, very much, Maike, for that. Stefan Auditor has turned out to be not only a smart jury member, but he's also ended up with the grunt work of making Big Blue Button work and setting all of that up. So thank you for that, Stefan. Otherwise, Stefan is chairperson, I think, of the Drupal Association, the German Drupal Association, and that's a really important role. And it's nice to see. How long is it around? I co-founded that thing, but it's so long ago. I don't really remember how long it's been going. Thank you really very, very much for that, Stefan. Now, Marie, you and I got to meet for the first time on this jury project. Where do you live? What do you do for a day job?
I'm Marie from Munich, and I work as a freelance front-end developer with a strong conceptual and design background. So when I'm working with Drupal, I mostly do the classical site building part. And I'm also Beisitzer, is the German word, of the Drupal e.V. And in my spare time, I do such things that as big Drupalicon plush costumes.
That was you?
Yes, I built it.
You
by
made
myself.
that famous. Oh,
yeah.
Nice. Okay, thank you for that. And Beisitzer. So for non-Germans, Germans of clubs, and if you're a hobby, it's not a real hobby, and you founded a legal club with articles of incorporation and registered with because half of your hobby then becomes organizing things and having annual meetings and doing minutes and stuff, right? So, and the Beisitzer, I honestly can't remember what the translation of the word is now, but it is one of the it's part of the board, it's part of the organizing group of the German Drupal Association, the Drupal e.V. And anything you see in Germany with those two letters after it, E and then a capital V, that's an officially registered club. And if you ask people what they do in there, be prepared for hours of good beers and conversation. So thank you very, very much for that contribution. How does the conceptual design and that other process fit into your site building? How do you bring that to the clients?
It's a kind of process, and very important to think before you build or start with the technical developing process. What do you want to build and what do you want to design? Because we all know the sentence design follows function. Function follows design. Oh, I'm a little bit nervous. There are so many people in the stream, but it's very
Bauhaus. The Bauhaus principle said that form follows function.
Yeah, but it's very, very nice to see you all. Yeah, and so it's very important to make a plan and to think about it. What kind of technical background it will have in the design, because you need to develop a design for different devices, such as a mobile device or such devices in areas like a museum, and you have to build it for all these devices.
And I think that one of the keys to your thinking is the expressed in some other ways. I mean, we were trained at some point, a lot of us, to ask the client why. Why do you need that? Why do you want that?
Yeah.
Why do you need that? And like ask it 5 times, and then hopefully you'll get to like what they actually need, and then you can, instead of them knowing that they want a button that's purple that goes to this page, then you can like offer them what they actually need, right?
Yeah. Often the customers. I have a little delay. Okay. Often the customers didn't know what they want, and you need to identify what they want and how you can solve the problems that your customers have.
Right, right, and there's often an interesting difference between what they think their problem is and what it might actually be. So moving on to being a jury member here and looking at all these fantastic community projects that we got to look at, I thought that you and I could go through the rating criteria that we had to think about as we looked at the projects. So I'll say business case, and you'll say how you approached that particular metric.
Sorry, your audio was frozen or interrupted.
Okay.
What was the last part of your sentence? You said business case and I said?
And then you should tell us how you approached that particular criteria, like you thought about business case when you were judging.
I'm sorry. It was interrupted again.
Okay. Well,
always
I blame
the interesting part of the sentence. Okay. Buddy, write it to the chat. Okay. Yeah.
Okay. So, in very short answers to the criteria, how did you think about business case?
Business case was the interested criteria because you have such a wide range of different projects, and from my opinion, I go through all projects in one category, and then I go through it again to bewerten. I'm very nervous. English talking is, I switched to German. I'm sorry. Es ist jedes Mal, Englisch sprechen vor viel Publikum ist immer voll aufregend. Also, der Prozess. Ich bin jedes Mal durch die Projekte gegangen und habe dann erstmal mir die Projekte einmal angeguckt und dann bin ich pro Kategorie nochmal durch die Projekte gegangen. Und um quasi so zu gucken, auf welchem Gesamtlevel bewegt sich das und welche Kriterien haben wir und welche Business Cases. Gibt es Business Cases, die in den letzten Jahren vielleicht eher so klassische Drupal-Seiten waren, oder gibt es Business Cases, die einfach komplett herausstechen und auch, wir haben eine extra innovative Kategorie, aber die einfach auch nochmal innovativ sind oder auch da einfach sich abheben.
Okay, so Marie said that she looked through all of the projects that we were rating a couple of times just to get a general impression what they were about. And then for each of the criteria, including business case, she went and looked through them specifically with that in mind. And in the case of business case, what she was looking for was, is this sort of a classic website, or is there something special and different about this? And that was part of judging. She also kept in mind there that there's an innovation criteria later on. So how did you approach community value? Und auf Deutsch gerne natürlich.
Okay. Community value was the difficultest category, weil alle Projekte super, super toll waren. Also meine Lieblingskategorie persönlich. Da war es auch besonders hart, aber da haben wir auch dieses wunderbare System, das Rufen, glaube ich, entwickelt hat mit seinen total krassen Spreadsheet-Skills. Man kann Punkte vergeben und bekommt dann trotzdem ein gewisses Rating und hat dann trotzdem diese Kriterien und kann doch sich einigermaßen objektiv orientieren. Aber Non-Profit war sehr, sehr schwierig zu bewerten, weil alle wirklich tolle Projekte waren.
Yeah. So Marie thought that community value was both her favorite criteria to think about and also the most difficult to judge, and and was thankful to have a somewhat objective system behind the scenes that Reuven helped build to assess it. And her experience was that the nonprofit category ended up being the hardest to judge community value because all of the projects are out there doing good in the world. Having done this before, I try and look at in community value. I try and say value to the Drupal community, value to the open source community in the form of contributions seems important to me. And then what sort of a project is it doing in society as well? And then try and find a way to balance those out. Because today there are some fantastic projects that are built on distros that we have available to us, and we shouldn't like have to develop a million new modules for every project we do, because that's not really the point of having a big CMS community. So it's an interesting one. The next ones, I think, Marie, you are you might have like the professional eye for, I'm going to put these two together. One was concept and strategy, and one was design and UX.
Yeah.
How did you look at those?
Ich sag's einfach wieder auf Deutsch, sorry. Genau, einmal von der konzeptionellen Perspektive, einmal wie sind auch Strukturen aufgebaut, wie sind Farben miteinander abgestimmt, gibt es irgendwie bestimmte Schriftgrößen, Hierarchien innerhalb auch der kompletten Designstruktur, sieht man dem Design an, dass es bestimmte Komponenten gibt, also auch eine in sich geschlossene, stringente Struktur, sich Designelemente auch wiederholen, ist die Typografie angenehm zu lesen, also wenn Schrift zu klein ist, ist es natürlich fürs Auge anstrengend, aber sind auch so Sachen wie Navigationskonzepte in sich schlüssig, also kann ich mich als User dort orientieren und finde auch zum Ziel, was ich suche.
Was dann natürlich direkt in die Strategie und Business zurückgehen soll, yeah. Ne? Wenn's rund ist. So, Marie has the designer perspective here, and her judging of these two categories basically was a combination of looking at good, solid design principles, like are there logical hierarchies in the initiation and menus, and the typefaces used and the sizes of the headers and so on. Are the do they work with each other? And in the end, does the site push towards the conversions that the business strategy would seem to carry? Peter Gerken, is the spreadsheet publicly available? No, but the template to do the judging system is available. Yes. Marie, we're almost there, I think. So you said, so there are three last criteria, three listed here, a fourth. So the execution of the project, so Ausführung in German, talking, so right, so the execution of the project, and there's a lot of there. I think I'll just talk about one for a second. Execution me ended up being some, if I understand, details, quality, those sorts of things. It's a little bit hard to know without really digging in deep about the like how well the project was executed in every way. I mean, personally, we don't get code base or something to look at, and that wouldn't make sense either, because I still have a job somewhere else. So, but I think I'm interested, Marie, how did you approach the criteria called Innovationskraft?
Ähnlich wie Business Case, hatte ich gerade auch kurz erwähnt, aber da ist es dann natürlich nochmal der Schwerpunkt stärker. Also die Frage, gibt es irgendwas, was komplett neu ist? Aber auch, also einmal von Drupal-Seite, aber auch von der Seite selbst, also der Drupal-Webseite selber, also das Frontend, was diese Seite, dieses Produkt auch versucht zu lösen. Da ist es auch immer ganz wichtig, kleiner Tipp fürs nächste Jahr zum Einreichen, was auch in der Einreichung drinsteht, weil oft liest man irgendwie die Einreichung und es gab manches Projekt, da hat sich's ganz gut gelesen und dann wurde man ein bisschen enttäuscht. Bei manchen Projekten wiederum anders, hätte ich mir mehr Beschreibung gewünscht, um das erstmal nachzuvollziehen. Was kann die Seite und was ist komplett neu an der Seite und welches vielleicht Problem wurde auch gelöst, was auch vielleicht im Backend sich abgespielt hat, was vielleicht ein neues Modul auch war, wo auch eine Herausforderung ist, weil es das noch nie gab und man was Neues entwickeln musste und sich da wirklich auch Gedanken dazu gemacht hat.
So May looked at the innovation in a similar way to assessing the business case, and one of the first sort of weights on the scale was, is this solving a problem that no one has solved before? Is this doing something that we've all seen before? Is it solving something new? And then, as far as we can tell, looking at it from the outside, is it solving this problem in a smart, useful, and innovative way? And then, sorry, I got distracted by Micah's comedy in the chat. And Marie gave a couple of tips for people submitting projects next year. The first suggestion that she had was, if you make a claim in your description, you should make it possible for us to see it, feel it, understand it, and believe it. Because there were projects where she felt that there was something great on the submission page, but it was really hard to tell if that was true or how valuable that was in the project itself. And then I think the other suggestion that she made for people submitting projects was to take the time to describe what it's about a little more. Is that about right?
Yes.
Great, fantastic. And then the last, or the sort of last category that we had to judge was called technology. I looked at this as, I mean, a couple of years ago, I would have this like, well, is it Drupal 7 or Drupal 8? I don't. It's right now that's not such an issue, and this year is a little bit early to have Drupal 9 projects in there. So I really interested in a way. For me, for example, I was really interested in integrations, and I was really interested in using external services or libraries, or you know, is it with the also interesting.
You was shortly froze.
Okay. I'm not sure what we missed, but basically I was looking for integrations, you know, doing new things within the framework of Drupal and using Drupal itself in new and unusual ways. How did that work for you, Marie?
Ich hoffe, ich habe die Frage jetzt komplett mitbekommen, weil du warst immer leider ein bisschen unterbrochen. Du hattest gefragt, wie die technische Execution war, oder?
Also wie du diese Technologiekriterien
okay, dann habe ich es richtig verstanden. Sorry. Das war einmal ein Kriterium, das sich sehr gut auch mit diversen Tools auch abtesten ließ. Also in die Kriterien von der technischen Execution gab es zum Beispiel auch viele Performance-Tests, wie sind zum Beispiel auch, wie ist die Ladezeit der Seite, aber auch wurden Bilder optimiert, gab es für mobile Geräte entsprechende Bilder, war alles zugeschnitten, wie waren auch Dateien implementiert, aber auch, das ist auch eine interessante Info zu lesen, wie sieht die ganze Hosting- und Deployment-Umgebung der Seite aus? Also wie ist der Prozess der technischen Veröffentlichung und so das ganze Drupal-Ökosystem, in dem sich das bewegt.
Excellent, excellent. Thank you. So I am getting the feedback that my audio is not working perfectly. Let's try and keep going. So Marie explained that she took quite a deep dive into each of the projects and really looked at a lot of the smart things and a lot of the details that I would expect from a front end and UX person, including how's it deployed, their mobile images, how are the integrations put together, so this was quite a fun one. And the experience from being a jury member is that every jury member approaches these things in their own way, and that ends up being fine because everybody should, as long as they're consistent for themselves, the will of the crowd comes in. And we had a last rating, which is called the emotional rating of the project. And if there's ever a tiebreaker, the emotional rating of the project is designed to break that and give the vote one way or another. Marie, thank you so much for taking all of that time to be on the jury. Thank you so much for using so much of your English tonight. And you know, that's really brave. And thank you so very much. It's not to be up in front of people in you know, your second or third language. So thank you so very much. And if we can ever travel again, I would love to have a beer with you in Munich. And yeah, so thanks again.
Bye bye.
Excellent. Terrific. So we can do the next slide, sure. Dorina, thank you for your patience. Oh, and I'll probably have a break. Buddy, you better break in and tell me how long this break is. 5 minutes. Everyone, we have 5 minutes. I will set 10 in whatever time zone you're in. Thank you so much. I'm not going to turn off video because I'll be
Can you hear me?
It sounds like a computer, but we can hear you, yes.
Can you hear me? I am 100% human. So everything come on. Here's open source. Here's science. Here's to awards. Here's from our owners. Hey.
So, Jam, you need to fix this. When we continue, you need to fix this. You're a robot. I don't think you're doing it on purpose.
I have backup headphones here.
Are you using...
It makes everywhere.
So, Joel, thank you for muting Jam. Now you need to come and help us. Wasn't that you, Joel?
Okay.
No, Jam, you're still a robot. Sorry.
Okay. If I am understandable robot, then a little bit probably.
No, you're not understandable robot. Sorry.
Let's see. Okay, so what we learn from this is not to mute me.
So we suggest that you just go out and get back in, and in the meantime, maybe Jam. No, maybe Ruben. Jump in. So
yeah, so let's see how this goes.
Perfect. Thank you.
So, okay, so we will give Jam a minute to reconnect. Or should we proceed with the regular program?
I think as a head of jury, you can just proceed.
I'm feeling so sorry for Jam right now to have those connection issues, but I hope my audio connection is good and you can hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
It's actually very good.
So actually, this means I also need to quickly bring up my notes and improvise. So the good thing is we have Jem here, and as soon as he's back, he can take the lead again. Oh, there
Do I
he
sound
is.
like a robot now?
Oh no, much better, Jem.
Do I sound like anything now?
So actually, you're saving the audience here because I was just about to proceed with the program in case you won't make it. So thank you. Please proceed.
Well, if you know any, like, I'd like some Reuven jokes, so we could do that.
We could try, but I'm really not good at joking because I'm German.
So, for all of the English speakers in the room, how many Germans does it take to change a light bulb? Anyone? 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 The correct answer is one, because we are efficient and we don't have a humor.
Exactly. It's the same with fun facts about Germany. There is no fun. Go back to work. All right, let's kick it off with community. So welcome back, everyone, and Jem, the stage is yours.
Yes. So all of this, as we keep saying, comes from all of your wonderful efforts and very hard work and a lot of hard work and contribution that goes back quite a long way. I mean, the project is roughly 19 years old at this stage, and we benefit from millions of hours of coding and smart people thinking about hard problems. So it is really, really important that we have this group of people and that we keep it fresh and that we find new people to get in, to trick into, to get new people involved in this. And there is a very special group of people that put in a really, really great deal of hard work in a really tricky situation in the recent past when, so I think that, is there a video here or do we just go into this? Because we have, this is a special award, there's only
Der
is a video.
Community Award geht an Drupal e.V., German Drupal Association mit Drupal Europe 2018 Website und Konferenzleitsystem.
Everyone who was involved from Drupal e.V. and building and organizing and running and volunteering at that incredible Drupal Europe event in Darmstadt, please come up. This project was gonna sort of be judged at the same time, and there were some really, really interesting facts. Like the Drupal site was built, and then someone discovered that there was a system for running all of the screens in the building for every conference room, and as I understand it, in the end, it was just a different view, and we put the schedule up on each room, and it was super awesome. And there's a fantastic group photo that Buddy's showing if you put her on full screen right now. But anyone who was there will know that it was an incredible event. It really, really came together. It had a really special feeling. It was in a really special space that worked surprisingly well, considering how also deeply weird it was. And Gabor, why don't you tell us a little bit about your part in organizing that event?
Yeah, I think we did a lot of fun things. I think bringing together the content with all the buffs and the community organized things, the open web lounge, and a lot of these things that were empowering all the things coming up from the community was really a lot of fun. Displaying that on all the screens was also an interesting challenge, but just building out the whole platform for anyone to use was great. We actually took the website, took a snapshot of it, and shared it on Drupal.org, so people can use it for future events as well.
Super cool. Buddy, you're waving the post-event report at us. Read us the facts on the back page. Thank you, Gabor.
So we had 170 speakers, 950 attendees, 100 volunteers, 42 sponsors, 233 sessions and buffs, and it was an 18,000 square meter venue.
Wow, that is a lot of square meters. And there's a lot of people there. Fantastic. Stefan, from the German Drupal Association perspective, how was it being the organizing force behind it?
Yeah, that was really great. We had lots of volunteers helping out. They invested months of work really to help us organize the whole thing, including the program and, I don't know, the volunteers management and everything, the speakers. That was great. Wouldn't have been possible without so many helping hands. So that was great.
Fantastic. Thank you all so very much, and everyone who's involved with that. And I say, let's do another one. Okay, thumbs up or thumbs down? Would you do it again? Gabor's half a thumb.
Let's just say that we have the great Kwoni to do DrupalCon for us now together with the Drupal Association, and a lot of people are volunteering. So let's continue to do that. Then we don't need to like spend our evenings on organizing DrupalCon.
Yeah,
Also, volunteers welcome at DrupalCon, right?
Yeah, most of us
Sure.
ended up in the advisory group for DrupalCon Europe, so we're kind of doing it again.
All right, so it's a Drupal Europe takeover.
Yeah.
Okay. The only thing that I would really ask of the Kuoni people is to get more feedback on the speaker submission forms and stuff like that. The diversity category, the diversity information is not there. I have no ability to put a note to track chairs or ask technical questions. Like, it's a really corporate feeling form, and I would like that to be a lot more human, please. Whoever knows the Kuoni people, that's my bit. So moving right along, thank you all very much. Thank you for the Darmstadt that we all had together. It was really terrific. The next actual category had multiple submissions and projects in it is called Lösungen, which is solutions in German, and this was also a really interesting category to judge because solutions, there were two distinctly different sort of projects offered, and one was basically sites as solutions to a problem and Drupal as solutions to or in fact not just Drupal in a way, but like solutions to other things besides building websites. And it was an interesting challenge to judge that and feel objective about it. So roll the video, please.
Nominiert für die Kategorie Lösungen sind Akolono mit Better Embed, Sunline Web Innovations mit Readers Lounge Verlagsgruppe News, Factorial mit Stellenberg, Factorial mit Website Standards,
So, straight out of the gate and proving my case, the Factorial company had two submissions in this category, and one was this website called Stellenwerk, which is a job people connecting portal, which is an important issue and always in need of goods, especially now that we're online all the time. And the other Factorial project really impressed me, and I really liked it. And this thing called website standards, and I just want to double check to make sure that I'm talking about what I think I'm talking about. So, so the website standards was a Drupal 8 based tool set to manage IT infrastructure, essentially to look at websites and other things within a much larger, for example, a corporate or university IT context, and have a dashboard concept. And so it feels like, using Drupal inside installation, it's not producing public facing it's at all, so solve other things. That really interesting and exciting to me. So Stellenwerk and website standards from Factorial prove my point that this is a tricky category to deal with. Apart from them in this category, we had a very attractive what's called a Reader's Lounge from Sunline Innovations, and they have a sort of extensible, reusable concept for a digital extension of a magazine experience, and print magazines might not be enough nowadays. And the last submission was called Better in Bed, right? So if you're embed, you can embed stuff into online. And I'm not saying websites on purpose, but you can embed stuff into other online presences. And in this case, it's a way and other media in GDPR, privacy, security way. And one thing that I'd like to call out about this project that not only is it really for us in Europe to have the client solutions, but we already have a Drupal integration and a Neos integration, and I think one or two others. So the approach of going multi and helping other open source projects do this at the same time, I thought that was wonderful, and it's a terrific contribution. So, Dorina, who won this thing? Better in Bed. Is anybody from Akolono here to take massive applause? And everybody, you should really look at this thing. It is super, super, super cool. And it actually is a piece of the other thing that they submitted. Dude, wait a minute. So the none of your business thing that they submitted in another category, it includes this as well. But now, Nico Greenauer, you beat my quarantine hair by quite a lot. Does your hair just grow upwards always?
Yes.
Does it just do that?
And downwards there.
Well, so I had like an isolation beard that was about like this long, and then I just started cutting it back day by day because I couldn't handle it anymore. But I guess that'll keep you warm in the winter, right?
A little bit, yeah. That's time.
Ach, der Christian ist da.
Oh.
Hey guys, congratulations on this. Who wants to talk about how Better Embed works? And take our massive applause. The public chat is thrilled to see you.
Yeah, the simple. You have to unmute.
They're in the same room. That's tricky.
Yeah. But we fixed it. So yeah, it's a really simple thing in the end. So we build an API where you can ask, send a URL, and then the machine does some things, and you get the title of the URL, the body, the OEmbed, pictures, and creation date and some stuff the API collected, and puts it in your Drupal as a media item. And so you, in the end, you will not be tracked from other like Facebook or co, because not the iframe is loaded, just the image is loaded and all the information. And then you have a small button where you can say load original content, and then it says tells you if you load it, the other websites can spy on you and have the loads the iframe. And then it loads an OEmbed if there is one, but you can embed any website. So if you add a website which has no OEmbed, you still get the picture and something like this. And currently we are also in a process of getting it reviewed by a Rechtsanwalt, a lawyer. So a huge project also for him. So really that we know what we should do and with which wording, then everything is safe. And we would also put this online so that we have from a lawyer the information directly for the community what they should know about, because I think it's so a huge what's called a thing what nobody knows exactly how to do it right. And they will, he will say how it does. And it was great because we already, like you mentioned, that you have a Neo CMS package, and also Joomla, I think, is it in work in progress. But then we have also Silverstripe and the API, and WordPress is in the making also. And yeah, what you see is it was still there is a Facebook post, and Facebook is not possible anymore because Facebook siloed itself again. And now you need an API for it to get the OEmbed stuff. So it's crazy. They are still always again make some barriers.
Okay, so apart from that slightly squicky news, so the super cool thing is that I can get the important bits of the content without giving but it's been run through your API, so you don't get the tracking stuff, right? And that's so cool. Awesome. Thank you so much, guys. Yes, the chat is staying interesting, and yeah, it's a super cool project. I'm really glad that you guys won, and keep on.
Thanks.
And I want to see how tall your hair gets at the end of
Yeah, I have to make an eero or something like this to have it really great.
But also here. Right. So I think that this is an incredible instance of how our community is providing something that can be of incredible value and importance in this where really data privacy and so on is much more important than a lot of people realize. And if we can give them I want to see and stop them from being tracked without them having to think be actual geeks and developers, I think that's a huge step forward. So thank you so much. Thank you so much, guys, for that. Whew. I believe that Julia Pradl in the audience, and I'd like you to put her drink and come up to the stage now.
Das, was man eigentlich immer haben will.
Ja, ihr seid da.
Hello.
Hi, Julia.
Hi,
So,
yeah.
We have thank you so much. You are the category sponsor for publishing and media, and you have the stage. Go for it.
Okay, thank you very much, and thanks for this really nice moderation. It's fun to be here. So yes. Saying a few words about Thunder. Please allow that. Thunder started like 4 years ago, so we have our big birthday the next year. As a distribution for the publishing house Hubert Burda Media, and by now we are very happy to have more than 30 websites in our house running on Thunder, and dozens more worldwide on our distribution. So that really makes us very proud. And it's not only publishing websites, but a lot more. And even some of the nominated websites and projects today are running on Thunder, and it's lovely to see out of this initial idea of Burda. So as Heather stated at the very beginning, the special awards show the best of Drupal, and that's why we love to support this event. Thank you for organizing this event in these challenging times. So it's such a fun to be here with you. It would be better sharing the same air and drinking together. It's better to be together like this than not being together. So thank you very much for this event. We highly appreciate all the work that is done for Drupal, and also relies on this. So it's a very good opportunity to say thank you to all of you, to all the people that are working, that are contributing to Drupal by sponsoring this event. So thank you. And now I'm really curious about the project that have been nominated in my beloved category, publishing and media, because I always keep seeing and learning about new projects, and I'm really happy to be here celebrating with all of you. So thank you very much.
Thanks, Julia. It's also truly impressive to see how much the Thunder distribution has been adopted, and really how many agencies are doing really interesting projects with it. And behind the scenes here in the submissions for this awards this year, there's a lot of that are actually running on Thunder, and we haven't mentioned that as a thing along the way, but there's a lot of projects running on Thunder. So thank you for making and contributing such a powerful package to the community.
Thank you so much. It's an honor to work with all of you. So when I joined the Thunder Project 4 years ago, it was the whole open source community was something quite new to me, and I'm still impressed by all the love that comes from working together. So I'm so happy to be here with you.
Nice, fantastic. And to be fair and to be transparent, there are two other distributions that came up a couple of times, the DE-Gov and the NRW-Gov, as we mentioned before. And also there are a couple, 2 or 3 nominations running on Open Social, which is another really interesting Drupal distro that's available for doing quite different sites to what Thunder is about too. So distributions for the win, and thank you. And thank you, Thunder. Dorina, maybe we can have a video now.
Nominiert für die Kategorie Verlage, Medien sind und Paul mit Börsenblatt Wochenmagazin für den deutschen Buchhandel. Drewnomics mit gutewahl.de. Bloom mit Multisite, eine für alle mit Drupal 8. Drewnomics mit Wirtschaftsverlage, Content Pool und Media Satellite Sites.
Yes, it's fantastic that you built in that last. See, we're agile. I asked you to do the last page of that for the next time, but it's already appearing in the end of the same presentation. That is awesome. So the 4 nominees for this category cover a bunch of different in the publishing world. The Börsenblatt, so the weekly magazine for German booksellers, was submitted by Unpal, a really elegant information portal for a specific professional branch. The loading, please forgive me. Sometimes this thing is a little slow. I'll be right there. The Loom Eine für alle Drupal 8 multi-site project had a lot of really interesting features, and including multiple sites and daily updates, and it's a essentially for Swiss lawyers and legal services to get information. So it was really, really important that they can search well, that it's updated regularly, and so on. The Wirtschaftsverlag Content Pool and Media Satellite Sites is a really interesting multi-site to cover a bunch of different areas in a region with different versions of the website. And my personal favorite is category, the gutewahl.de is a website that is, the business model is that they run with affiliate revenue, but people can make requests for product comparisons, and then the team has experts that they can bring in to do comparisons of tools or garden or traveling or whatever, and then those comparisons get done, and it's a really, really clever Drupal solution behind the scenes to make a really attractive website to help consumers make better choices. So that was super fun to read about and to learn about as well. And the winner is Comics, Wirtschaftsverlag, Content Pool, and Media Satellite Sites. Hooray! Make your way to the stage, please. Leave your drinks on your tables. Der Wolfgang. You have a camera?
Hey, I'm here. Yay.
Der Wolfgang. Hooray! Is anybody else here?
Yes, there should be Jeremy and Oliver as well.
Oh yeah, I saw Jeremy.
if they make it up to the stage.
I mean, there's such a crowd here, right?
Yeah,
Jeremy.
it's amazing how many people are joining the event. Actually, it's awesome.
Okay.
Oliver.
Yeah, I'm also here. It was the firewall settings, so it took a bit longer.
You win the prize of the True Geek of the Night. I have to change my firewall settings to participate in the online meeting. Thank you for that.
That's it.
So tell us a little bit about working for this publishing house and what their needs were.
Yeah, maybe I will start with a short introduction. So we started, Wolfgang and I, we met first 9 years ago, I remember, because it was the first day when we met you, Jeffrey, because it was November. And so according to November, I know it's 9 years ago. And
that worked
8
out.
years ago,
That worked out.
Yeah, you did it, yeah. And so we started working on the content pool 8 years ago, and 4 years ago, it's a really long-term project. We started the content pool 8. But Wolfgang and I were really also discussing for the future things, but I think Wolfgang maybe will tell some technical details. Huh?
Yeah, it's been quite a challenge actually to combine multiple developments for this project. So it's like building up the founder CMS, and we based the content pool distribution on top of that, and we integrated the replication framework of the Drupal workflow initiative into it and made it basically very easy to get started with it in the content pool distribution. And this distribution we built for this project, and obviously it's also used for that project. And then we combined that with our decoupled stack, the Lupus decoupled Drupal, which takes it to a decoupled front end, which is running Vue.js, Nuxt.js, the front end on the satellite systems. So there actually are two different Drupal installations. One is for the content pool and one is for all the satellite sites, which we then use to launch all the satellite instances. Yeah, we are really happy about the results. It was really great, interesting work actually, and yeah, we are looking forward to currently launching more satellites of the projects actually.
Great. So it's a federated publishing concept, right? Where there's stuff that every site gets, and then stuff that only individual sites get, and editorial rights and everything that goes with that.
Yes, and the editors, they can work like from a central instance, while the content, then depending on subscription rules, is like distributed to multiple satellite sites.
Right. Fantastic. Such an interesting example, and a really common problem space now. The way the web is going. So everybody, if you're facing this, call these guys to learn more how they did it, and then. Yeah, we can get your distro, and that's available, right?
Yeah, you can find the content pool distribution Dito, yeah.
Fantastic. All right, so thank you for making a really cool project that shows the community off well. Thank you for contributing the distro back to all of us. And yes, keep on keeping on. That's fantastic. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Thank you.
So I opened one also.
Yeah, well, and
yeah, we have to do it, yeah.
Wait a
minute,
where was it Where was it that we met 9 years ago? Because apparently something
it was
there
the
was a spark
Drupal
that
Business
night.
Days in Vienna.
Okay, sure, I remember that.
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh yeah, it's been a while.
Yeah, when I reinstalled the Movember app, it said me 10 years November now, so it's easy for me.
Wow, okay, fantastic. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Dorina, I think we can get a new slide now.
Thank you.
So, sort of 3-ish categories to go. Social and community is the next thing that we have on our docket. And I think that we can probably see the video of the 3 nominees.
Nominiert für die Kategorie Social Community sind Überbit mit Come In, Erdfisch mit Intranet MySack, IBM iX Aperto, mit neuer digitaler Auftritt der Deutschen Herzstiftung e.V.
But the Deutsche Herzstiftung got cut off in my version. So these three projects in the social and community space, which is something that, of course, is a Drupal strength, were the IBM iX and Apache new digital presence for the German heart. It's like the Herzstiftung. It's like the Heart Foundation, but of course it's interested. It's like focusing on cardiac health. And the Erdfish submitted a really attractive intranet called MyZack, and then Überbit did a really attractive portal for the Commerzbank in Germany. Let us see who won. Drum roll, please. Come in, Überbit. Is the Überbit here? 1 bit to rule them all. Leon. Leon is here. Susanna is here. Hey. That's a smile. And Leon, have you got a camera? Is anyone else from Überbit here?
Now. Do you see me?
There you are. Hey. Congratulations.
Yeah, nice.
Everyone, imagine that everyone is applauding like crazy.
Yeah.
So I have some experience in this, and I was wondering how you build up, how you get to do this sort of work for a very, very large client. You know, how do you actually get in the door as a, hippie open source agency and then do something so important for that?
Yeah, we are working for, I think, 5 years, almost 5 years for the client, and it's a long time. So, Commin is the social intranet of Commerzbank, and in the project, we launched 2016, I think, yes. And last year we did a big UX and UI relaunch, and we improved a lot of features, and we want to improve the knowledge management in social intranet. And yeah, I'm very proud of the results of our intranet, and we are happy that we has won the Splash Award.
Yes, congratulations.
Thank you.
What was the client's goals in having a social intranet?
Which goal? Susanna?
In fact, they had a vision to change their culture in the company. They wanted to become a bit fresher, more modern, and they did their change management using the intranet, and in this occasion, the intranet became more and more interactive and more social. And now it's they tell us that they use it, they love to use it really daily. And even the management uses it for blogging and talking about what's going on in the company. So we have a very good user adoption here in this social intranet. They had many expansion stages going really. They pushed it forward together with us, and it works really well.
Terrific. I was about to ask you if they had, if you had to agree to KPI around the success of making the social intranet, but it sounds like if people, most employees are on there every day and the management uses it as their preferred platform to communicate with people, that sounds pretty successful to me.
Yeah.
So what's the next feature? What's the next thing? Where does it go from here?
We're going to implement an analytics dashboard for the intranet. They almost have one, but we want to improve this.
Okay, nice. Most important question of the evening, Susanne, is that a Miro print behind you?
Yeah, from Barcelona.
He's
Directly
Miro,
bought it there.
nice. Miro's one of my favorite artists. So you've been to the Fundación there in Barcelona?
Right. You should go
fantastic.
there. I love it.
I have been many times. It's really everyone else though, it's awesome.
Yeah,
so
all next year.
if we can travel.
Yeah.
All right. Hey, so beautiful work. Thank you so. And I love the idea that you can tell that your Drupal work is helping people connect at even and inspiring in that sort of an organization. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Massive applause from the crowd as we head into a sponsored category, the enterprise category, and someone is here to talk about sponsoring the enterprise category. Who's there?
That's
Flo?
right.
Oh.
Yeah, I think we've met already, Geoffrey, back in Amsterdam last year when I started actually with Acquia. So it's been a while.
Do you have a camera?
Yes, I do. Give me a second. Oh. So
Change
you
your wall
should be
settings.
able. Yeah, should work actually. Technical issues. Yeah, there's a connection problem.
Well, we can hear you great. So I think that we put our blessings and believe that there's a real person behind that voice.
Anyways, you guys might know how I look like. Anyway, we had a session earlier this afternoon from Andreas, who is actually my manager. We are all sitting in the same office if we would have not been stuck in Corona. Anyway, I think you guys know that Acquia is actually making Drupal enterprise ready. So that's why we took this sponsorship in this category, because we believe that we have a lot of customers with the Drupal installations or the Drupal approach when it comes to being a bigger organization. So we do have a lot of cases, be it with Bayer or other companies that we actually help them rolling out a lot of Drupal websites or moving from Drupal 7 to Drupal 8 or 9 now. So this is something where Acquia actually plays a huge role in being also a huge contributor into the whole community. So that's something where Acquia has been positioned, I think, very well.
All right, fantastic. Thank you for sponsoring this evening and this category in particular. I think, Dorina, if we could have that the right time for it.
Nominiert für die Kategorie Enterprise sind und Paul mit BNP Paribas Real Estate, Trio Group IM Communications and Marketing GmbH mit Compo Expert Global Corporate Website, Heinblau mit Sonnen Corporate Presentation Website, OneX Internet mit Transgourmet Distribution Multi-Website CMS.
So here is a category that we have 4 nominations. Und Power with the BNP Paribas Real Estate Portal, Trio Group, and the IM Communication with the Compo Expert Global. Frankly, this fascinated me. It's big compost. It is in the world market. And Einblau, the corporate presentation for smart energy solution, and 1x Internet did a distribution specifically for this customer, a multi-website distribution for Transforme, all big, important, interesting companies. Thank you so much. Let us find out who won that. Drum roll. Internet connection. Still white on my screen. Oh, the Transform multi-website CMS Find My Internet. Why don't y'all come on up to the stage?
Yay! Woo!
Hat das Office da? Don't know how to do a clapping emoji
cool.
yet.
Das ist echt toll.
Does your keyboard not support UTF-8?
I
Give us a clapping
don't know.
emoji
I don't know.
for
Hang
yourself.
on, let me find some emojis here. Like, whoa.
Stefan, cool.
I need a yay emoji. Can please somebody
I know
help?
out there. Albert. This was a fascinating and a fascinatingly complex project. This was one of the ones I was very impressed the technical implementation level and of modules and features and innovations that poured into Drupal to make this thing work. I was really interested. So maybe Christoph, it would be you to tell us a little bit about the challenges and why you ended up creating a whole distribution to deal with this client.
Yes, so Transgourmet, Selgros, they are like a very large B2B retailer. They belong to the Co-op group, and they have very many web properties. And they, of course, like what often happens in large organizations, are built with like a gazillion different technologies, and that all should be consolidated into one thing. And the choice was to build this with Drupal. And yeah, we did this, and like they're spinning up more and more websites, and it's a really cool project, you know, and there are many people involved. You see like all the people up there, like probably almost everybody in our company has touched this at some point. And yeah, we also integrate like with a e-business, e-commerce solution based on SAP Hybris. I mean, maybe Stefan, you can say a bit more about this, which is built decoupled going into this. So really consolidating lots of things like both web and e-commerce applications here into one solution. And yeah, it's a fun project.
Cool. Stefan, you're on.
Yeah, so like we also do like shopping solutions for them, and like we just integrate them like seamless into the Drupal distribution, so we can sort of plug in like the shops into any of the corporate sites, and you don't like even feel that you're just like using like a completely different technology at some point.
Terrific, fantastic. So it's if people haven't read the different submissions and the project description, I encourage you to read all of them, because there's a lot of fascinating and fantastic Drupal work gone into everything that was submitted and nominated for the awards. This one in particular has some really interesting details and some really interesting things that I think you know, made it a particular challenge for this team, and made it a particular success for Drupal. So thank you all so much. Congratulations. You still only get one trophy. I'm sorry, but yeah. So that looks great. Do something enthusiastic into your cameras. Yes, that looks, yes, awesome. Very, very nice. Thank you so much.
Awesome, thanks.
And as Micah points out in the chat here, there was a lot of contribution from this that flowed back to the community. So thanks for that as well. Whew. So one thing that the judges didn't know they were doing. We were doing our work figuring out how we could possibly not let everybody win. It turns out that our votes and judgment and ratings, and including the emotional rating, were all added up, and there is a website of the year prize on top of all the category prizes. And the website of the year is the project that had the most votes, the highest votes, the best votes, the most enthusiasm from the jury. And without any further ado, I think that I can simply tell you that the website of the year for the Drupal Splash Awards 2020 is it's loading. Should I say it already? Yes, Better Ed from I:0 GmbH in Austria. Well done. Terrific. Very, very exciting. I absolutely deeply admire your open source approach and supporting the multiple integrations into other projects out of the gate and providing it as an API and with secure and private access to the information that we want to see. Here comes Christian again. Here comes the guy with all the hair. Nico. So, and you get to talk this time. Congratulations. How is it? Two prizes for one.
Very surprising. Very cool.
The emotions.
Yes. Christian, for those people who know Christian, you hardly ever get to see him at this level of excitement. So.
Yeah, we can't not have thought about it, so it's like.
But it's terrific, and the I think tip that I can give is that you should go and look at the NOIB submission as well, because this part in that, and I think that the whole direction of secure and privacy respecting technologies is really, really useful for all of us. So, you know, as Buddy just said, congratulations and continue to make the web better. And, you know, I really, really hope that we can see each other in the real world at some point. And are you showing this where this goes on your trophy shelf?
Oh, the Splash Awards. There we draw
Nice.
it with thingies, like with the computer.
Drawing it with this is the name of my next startup. Thank you very much. So, I believe that we can move on. Thank you. Thanks, guys. It's awesome. Congratulations. So I believe we can move on with some of the organizational bits. Everyone who has won contacted by the team to get your prizes. Nobody start jumping out because the fun is not over. We have a group photo coming. Everybody stay here, please. But first, please, a huge round of virtual applause for the people behind organizing all of this, the Drupal e.V., the CMS, the Drupal Business on e.V., and Drupal Austria, our sponsors, Acquia and Thunder, and these very, very special people, Oh Music, Dorina Klein, and Jofi Major, for getting all of this done. A special thanks as well to Stefan Auditor for making Big Blue Button work for us. So very much. Now, someone is going to, and I'm really, really grateful to be here and be in this community, and it's a real privilege for me to be able to hang out with all of you tonight and tell you why you are awesome. Thank you for that. Now, somebody who knows how this is going to work technically should tell us how we are going to do the group photo now.
Everyone should come to the stage. So turn on your cameras, all of you. and then we will do a screenshot.
Maybe we should hide the presentation so we have a screen estate for everyone.
I think that it's
so
fun.
there's a minus. There's a minus on the top right of the presentation, and you can see a lot more people on your screen.
Now the question is
I
going to be,
swear there are more people here than this.
yeah, but will we, do you see all videos? But let's see how we, I only see some.
Everyone turn on your videos, please.
Fine. So
Micah, you need a third hat. There you go. I knew you had one there. Okay, it's filling up sort of slowly. I still have lots of names and not video feeds.
It's all good. We were not sure if this is going to work out, so like if this doesn't work, then let's just continue and have fun. So.
Yeah, how about you, so for everyone who likes to participate in that, just take a selfie, post it, send it over, and we can build one huge collection.
Okay, where do we send it over?
On the Twitter account.
Who do we send it to?
There's a Twitter account. I will send it in the chat.
Okay, fantastic. So, looking at my, I'm gonna do my screen again here. Looking at my program, it looks like we get randomly assigned to 7 minutes of social time with a group of people who will just be automatically appear. Once again, thank you so much for contributions. Thank you so much for your hard work. Thank you so much for having me here, and open source. Check out more projects. Get us more work. Looks like Buddy might be here to explain. There you are. Nope, you're muted. You're muted. You're muted.
So we are going to be put randomly in a chat now for 5 to 7 minutes. So feel free to join. Feel free to go home. Stefan, I think you are randomly putting us into some rooms, right?
Yes, I can do that.
Let's do that. And thank you, Jam. Yeah. Woo.
Ich habe das schon gemacht, Stefan.
Super, danke. Dann mache ich das jetzt mal nicht nochmal.
We are back with my little spider. So we said that we had 7 minutes. So there are breakout rooms. We were going to do it like at least maybe one more time. Or so Stefan, you're all coming back now. And this is for just networking. I'm sorry for the spider. So it is for networking, and that's exactly the plan was to just like to allow people to meet each other and have nice conversations, continue hopefully afterwards. And I think that maybe we're going to do this again one more time.
I will do it, and I will do smaller groups so that more people are in one group.
How many rooms did you have now?
I had 7 or something like that, but some of the rooms was only with 2, so I will do 2. So maybe then they're more in one room.
Yeah, but if you do more people, do also more time, or else we don't even have time to speak.
Let's try it again. It's just for networking and for each other. But Dorina, 2 is too little because that's going to be 15 people in each room. So maybe 3 rooms. Throw us in a breakout room again, and we're going to do this one more time.